Feliz mes de la herencia hispana. I'm Victor Lopez here with Cameron Leal, and we're celebrating the rich cultura, traditions, and historias that make West Texas so special. And let's be real, Cameron, aquí en el Wild Wild West, we don't just celebrate, we go all out con música, comida, y puro corazón.
That's right, from lively festivals to colorful dances and of course the amazing food, we're taking you on a tour of how West Texas gets down. So whether you grew up with abuelas tamales or you're just here for the fiesta, there's something for everyone. Vámonos and let's check it out.
Órale, Cameron, but before we jump into how West Texas is showing off the Hispanic Pride this month, let's go ahead and take a quick trip back in time. Before the fiestas and the flavor, there's a whole historia behind Hispanic Heritage Month, where it started, how it grew, and why it's such an important celebration today. So, ponte lista, because we're diving into the roots of Hispanic heritage and what it really means to honor it right here at home and across the country.
I like your thinking, Victor. Let's break it down. Hispanic Heritage Month actually began as just a week back in 1968 when President Lyndon B. Johnson set aside time to honor the contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans. The dates weren't chosen at random. September 15th marks the anniversary of independence for Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. And just after, Mexico celebrates on the 16th and Chile on the 18th, una semana llena y luego historia. Then in 1988, President Ronald Reagan expanded the celebration to a full month, giving communities across the country more time to recognize the vibrant cultures and lasting impact of Hispanic and Latino Americans. A celebration con mucho corazón and even more history.
Well, you know, Cameron, those are some interesting facts in history, but there's a lot more to it. And just like everything in history, it builds and builds and builds into everything that we have today.
Yes.
So it's a building block, and I like that about that.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to take it one step further into the Hispanic world for just a second. Did you know that here in the U.S., more than 60.6 million people identify as Hispanic? That makes the community the largest ethnic or racial minority in the country. And get this, as of 2019, 12 states had a Hispanic population of 1 million or more residents. That is a whole lot of cultura all across the map. Now, here is one more fun fact for you. The number of Hispanic-owned businesses has grown big time, jumping from about 2.3 million to 3.3 million between 2007 and 2012. Talk about growth and hustle, right?
Absolutely. A lot of impact all across the world, impact that I hadn't even know about.
Yeah, there were some facts in there that I didn't realize until just now, and that just makes me even more proud of my culture.
Absolutely, and celebrating those who have come before us. I know we've done a lot of deep diving so far into Hispanic culture, history, and all those fascinating facts, and I know y'all are probably waiting for the best West Texas excitement already. Trust me, I am too. But before we jump into that, I've got one more interesting fact to share with you, including you, Victor.
Okay.
First off, have you ever heard of the term Latinx?
Actually, I heard it for the first time maybe earlier this year or late last year, and I saw it written down on a post on social media.
Yes.
And the first thing that came to my mind was, what the heck?
Absolutely, that's typically where it starts. But as for those who aren't familiar, here's the breakdown. Latinx is a gender-neutral term used in the U.S. to refer to people with Latin American roots or identity. It's meant to be an inclusive alternative to the gendered words Latino and Latina, replacing the ending with the neutral, of course, X. The term started popping up online around 2004 and gained traction in activist and academic spaces, especially among LGBTQ plus communities as a way to promote gender inclusivity. Since then, some schools and organizations have adopted it through although not everyone uses it. In fact, according to a 2019 Pew Research Center survey, 76% of U.S. Latino adults said they've never heard of the term. 20% say they don't use it, and only 3% say they do. So what do you think, Victor? Would you start using more Latinx more often, or probably not?
You know, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm old school. I'm, you know, from dare I say, I'm from the old country compared to most people. And change for me is something that I find hard to adapt to.
Yes.
At this stage of the game, myself, I probably wouldn't use Latinx, but I'm not opposed to anyone else using it.
Right.
Again, if it's going to further, you know, the understanding of our culture and our history, and then build our future. So I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Cameron and I have had such an amazing time giving you all of the quickest breakdown to the best of our ability of Hispanic Heritage Month, so why it's important and cómo llegó a ser lo que es hoy. But ahora, it is time to dive into a little West Texas charm because you know we celebrate big out here. Right here in Odessa, the fiesta started right on time desde el primer día, September 15th, with the city jumping straight into the spirit. It marks the start of a month-long celebration honoring the culture, history, and contributions of Hispanic and Latino communities in Odessa. Mayor Cal Hendrick joined the other Odessa community leaders at the kickoff. He also shared the importance of this month.
And it's so fantastic for everyone to have an opportunity to celebrate where they're from and their native dress, their native food, their songs, their dance. Why? Because that's who you are. That's your heritage. There's nothing more important, I think, than keeping up with your heritage while at the same time being unified as Americans and as Texans.
Now, the mayor encourages the community to come out to these events to celebrate the background of others. All right, ahora sí. We're taking you to a new space at the Ector County Library that's bringing cultura, historia, and a whole lot of inspiration to our young readers. It's called El Rincón de Libros, or as we say in English, the Reader's Corner. But trust me, it's much more than that. It's more than a shelf full of books. It's a beautiful tribute to a local legend and a powerful way to inspire the next generation through the magic of literacy. Here is Sanji Milborn with that story.
This corner in the Odessa Library is more than just a reading area. It's a tribute to Richard C. Abelos, the first Mexican-American attorney in Odessa.
I know he would be very proud. Reading was very important to him, making sure that all kids, certainly Hispanics, Mexican-Americans, that they get a good education and that their parents understand the importance of reading.
According to his wife, Delma Abelos, he was a man who believed that education was the key to success. And today, the Odessa Library is carrying on his legacy. The League of the United Latin American Citizens teamed up with the Odessa Library to dedicate a section in the library called the Richard C. Abelos Rincón de Libros, which means reading corner in English. At this corner, you'll find over 100 bilingual books for children, including works by Hispanic authors. And the executive director of the Hispanic Heritage of Odessa, Carol Uranga, says the goal of this project is to inspire Hispanic children.
The majority of people that are here, not just in Texas, but all over the nation, speak Spanish. And so their grandmothers, their fathers, they don't read English. They depend on the kids. And so we want to encourage literacy as early as possible. And this is our part in doing it.
Uranga says the Mexican consul also donated books to support the initiative. And the Reading Corner is one of many projects LULAC continues to provide for the community. As for Abelos, she says she's dedicated to carrying on her husband's work.
We are all very involved in trying to get kids educated.
The book corner will be open through the end of the year, and the library hopes to make it a permanent decision in the future. Reporting in Odessa, Sanji Milburn.
All right, so I'm going to ask you straight out, Cameron, what do you think, what is your personal opinion about the Rincón de Libros? Are you a reader? Do you like to read books?
I do like to read. I haven't touched into, Hispanic Latino books. I should, and this is a great way to start.
It really is.
So I may have to pay a visit to that little corner library.
Yeah, and actually when I first heard about this edition, I thought it's an awesome way to pay tribute to the man who made it possible, who it's named after. But again, pick up a book, learn more, and then just encourage your children, your adults, like you said, to pick up a book and start reading, because you never know what you're going to learn.
Absolutely. And staying in Odessa, Odessa celebrates Mexico's Independence Day with music, food, and community. One local mentor was also honored for his work with the at-risk youth. Hispanic Heritage of Odessa hosted the event featuring mariachi music and pan dulce. Sean Carisco was recognized for his youth program in partnership with the municipal court, helping kids through camps and outreach.
Watching Sean work with the youth in our community is, again, he brings a very unique perspective to it. His past certainly doesn't define him and certainly is not who he is today. So it's really a great program that he does through the city's municipal court youth diversion program, helping out, really our youth that unfortunately may have a potential to take a left turn, but he's going to help them go right.
The program offers young people a chance to learn from real experience and support system to help them move forward. Odessa celebrated Cultura, Arte y Comunidad with the second annual Dia de los Muertos Festival. The celebration kicked off con un desfile lleno de color and a festive ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the start of the event. Take a look. And Odessa is kicking off Hispanic Heritage Month with color, culture, and community. The second annual Dia de los Muertos Festival and Parade is officially underway. A ribbon cutting outside the Odessa Marriott Hotel and Conference Center marked the start of this year's celebration. The festival honors loved ones who have passed while also showcasing tradition, music, and local businesses. Organizers say it's more than just an event, it's a way to bring the community together.
Our community is growing, and we're just very excited to be one of those special events that are bringing the community closer and closer together, to have more tourism come into Odessa, more visits to our local businesses, and we're just here to help the community as a whole.
The festival runs through the weekend, filling downtown Odessa with art, food, music, and a parade to celebrate life and honor the beloved.
You know, I think it's really great when the community gets behind events like this, and you get to see the color, you get to see the pageantry, and it just, at least for me, it encourages me to want to learn even more about my culture than I already do. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And truth be told, Victor, it wasn't until I got to Odessa to where I started to learn more about my culture. So that just comes to show how much they're willing to share our culture with the rest of the community.
And it's very important because we as Hispanics, you know, we learn from our parents and our grandparents, as we say in Spanish, our antepasados. And then it's up to us to teach the new generations that have come behind us and after us, so they can learn as much as we know. And then it just keeps going down the line, on and on and on. And that's how everything just becomes so much more vibrant, you know?
Absolutely, you said it perfectly. And now it's time for our first fun fact. Did you know there's a super popular Latin dance that actually started in El Caribe? It mixes rhythms from Cuba, Puerto Rico, y un poquito de jazz, and now it's válido all around the world. So tell us, which dance do you think it is? A, tango, B, salsa, C, waltz, or D, cha-cha slide? We'll give you some time to think, and we'll come back to answer what the answer is.
And switching over to an Odessa woman who's proving that even in the face of heartbreak, hope can still take root. After losing her son-in-law in a hit-and-run crash, Yvette Hernandez found healing in her heritage. She built a food truck that is now feeding hearts and stomachs all across the Permian Basin. Sydney Jolivet shares her story of faith, family, and finding life, or light, after loss.
When life collides with loss, you never realize the last time will truly be the last time.
Still to this day, we just wait for him to come in, because he had this laugh that would just echo, and we were just like, shut up, Alex. But now we wish we could hear Alex.
Alex Bingham was Yvette's son-in-law. He was killed in October of 2024 in a hit-and-run crash on his own front porch. As the one-year anniversary approaches, instead of living in pain, Yvette has found purpose.
God always turns ashes into something beautiful.
Yvette credits Alex in life for inspiring her, and even in death, for giving her the strength to press on.
If it wasn't for Alex, I probably wouldn't have made it this long in my business. He's the big reason why I continue to push.
And push she did. Over the past year, Yvette cemented her name in the Permian Basin, named 2025's best catering business in Odessa, runner-up for best comfort food and food truck. She was even featured on the Texas bucket list for her famous birria balls.
It's awesome. Honestly, there's days that I could just feel like really down, whether it's I'm grieving or I'm having a bad day or something just didn't sum up for me. And it's like, hey, you're the girl from the food truck.
The food truck that was inspired by her late brother and brought to life by her son-in-law's imagination.
He's like, Mom, are you making me triangle tacos? Mom, are you gonna make triangle tacos? Or we'd be like, what do you want to eat? Triangle tacos. What do you want for your birthday? Triangle tacos. What do you want for Christmas? Triangle tacos. I'm like, you're not getting triangle tacos. But yeah, I actually went and got a tattoo of his triangle taco on my arm.
Despite it all, Yvette has come out the other end forever changed.
We get to choose what we're going to hold on into, what we're going to let go, and we get to choose what we're going to carry with us. Sitting back and looking at all the things that we still accomplished this year, it's like, man, like that's dope.
For Yvette, everybody ball tells a story, one of family, faith, and a love that never left the kitchen. In Odessa, Sydney Jolivet.
Okay, if that one doesn't get you right here, then I don't know what will. I mean, 2 tragic losses, and she's able to just pick up and make a positive out of all of that.
Right, and she's able to just move on, and with a great purpose as well, feeding the whole community and also sharing his story. That's a really great story from our Sydney Jolivet.
It really is.
And we're back to our first fun fact. It's now time to reveal the answer. So, did you guess which Latin dance started in the Caribbean and took over the world? If you said B, salsa, you got it. This iconic dance blends Afro-Cuban beats, Puerto Rican flavor, and a little jazz influence to create that irresistible ritmo we all know and love. It's more than just a dance, it's una celebración of culture, community, and pure Caribbean energy. And now for 50 years, this Hispanic restaurant has been serving fresh and authentic meals to Midland. And recently, the family business has been passed down to its 3rd generation. Stephen Pepper has the story.
Since 1977, Gerardo's Casita has been serving authentically fresh Tex-Mex dishes to the Permian Basin. And it all started with an idea from Midland entrepreneurs Felipe and Celia Morales.
And they opened up a little 50-seat restaurant, built it from ground up, which we're showing in this picture here. And it was an overnight success.
Felipe and Celia are the parents of Jerry Morales, who was the city's first Hispanic mayor. Morales took over the business in 1997. The place is a vibrant, historic-rich environment with a diverse menu that Morales says entertains everybody from a 2 to a 90-year-old.
Everybody will enjoy something here at Gerardo's Casita.
Recently, Morales has passed down the restaurant to his son, Chris. Keeping the Hispanic business in the family for nearly 50 years means everything to Morales.
Oh, it's so rewarding. Hispanic families, we work hard. You have a mom and dad like ours who teach you the value of $1, who teach you the value of working hard and it'll pay off. In addition to that, they were real big in giving back to their community.
From busboy to now owner, Chris has a vision to take the restaurant into the next generation. He's already added different tastes to the menu, such as an asado plate and Durango nachos. But overall, he appreciates the new opportunity.
It's an amazing opportunity to be able to carry it on through the generations and hopefully keep it going for my kids or my sister's kids, whoever, may want to take on the challenge.
Morales' daughter Chelsea says the welcoming staff and beautiful atmosphere are reasons why you should give Gerardo's Casita a try. Reporting in Midland, I'm Stephen Pepper.
Victor, I'm getting a little hungry.
All of those plates and everything. Okay, I am going to just go out and say it. As far as I'm concerned, Gerardo's Casita has probably got the best Mexican food in the area. I've known Jerry Morales and the people there for many, many years. Jerry's a great guy. And the food there, it's I don't know, I can't explain it other than say it's authentic. And they just make you feel at home. They make you feel like part of the family. And I go there every week if I can. Have you had a chance to go there yet?
I haven't had a chance to try really any Mexican restaurants out here. It's just been so busy. But I feel like this might be the first stop that I try in the Permian.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
I'm very excited. And now for the next fun fact. This one's for all the movie lovers out there. There's an animated film that celebrates Dia de los Muertos with música, familia y mucho corazón. It's about remembering your loved ones y seguir tus sueños. So tell us, which movie do you think it is? A, Moana, B, Coco, C, Soul, or D, Luca? We'll give you some time to think and we'll come back to see what the answer is.
I think I know what the answer is, but I'm not going to say anything just yet. Moving on to a family-owned restaurant right here in Midland that celebrated almost 15 años of serving up auténticos sabores mexicanos. Cameron, you did this story, and you show how this family is keeping la cultura y las tradiciones familiares alive, one delicious plate at a time.
For almost 15 years, Garali's Mexican restaurant has been serving up more than just good food. They've been sharing family, culture, and a true taste of home. Juana Lueva says Gareli started out small, serving just 75 to 100 people a day, mostly oil-field workers, with burritos wrapped in homemade tortillas and filled with the authentic flavors of Chihuahua, Mexico. And over the years, that little operation has grown into a Midland favorite, a place built on heritage, hard work, and a whole lot of heart.
All of our family are rooted, in Mexico as well. So, we get to experience and bring the experience to everybody else. You know what I mean?
To bring Midland people like our food, that everybody seems to enjoy is pretty cool.
As Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates culture across the country, for the Lueva family, it's all about sharing a little piece of home with their community.
We have a lot of loyal customers, but not just for the food, but for the service. We treat everybody like home. We already know their plates when they come in or their drinks and stuff like that.
Their recipes and memories have been passed down through generations.
When we have big events with family, my mom would stir up a big old pot and just serve them like that with our grandparents.
This is actually the lonchera, my grandpa's lonchera, Mi Frontera Ojinaga, which is in our alley here in Midland, right behind our Garelis, which, he has inspired not only my dad, but all of us to, stay in the restaurant business that we now have.
A business built on faith, flavor, and a whole lot of hard work.
Just long nights. We used to make tortillas. We would come home from school and make tortillas, go take them to these little shops, Mexican shops. So, it's just, we worked hard to get where we're at,
And this lady right here.
Celebrating heritage and keeping family traditions alive, one plate at a time. In Midland, Cameron Leal.
All right, Victor, it seems like we have a lot of good Mexican restaurants here in the Permian.
And for anybody of the Hispanic heritage, they'll know what I'm about to say. I'm going to get a granito on my lengua from seeing all these good plates of food that I'm just sitting here watching. And for you non-Spanish speakers, that means you get a little bump on your tongue. I call it a want bump because you see something that looks good, you want to eat it and taste it, and you can't. So that's going to be me for the rest of the day until I go out and get something to eat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to immediately grab something as soon as we're done here. So did you guess which animated film celebrates Dia de los Muertos with música, familia, and a whole lot of corazón? If you said B, Coco, you're absolutely right. This Pixar favorite beautifully highlights Mexican culture and traditions, reminding us to honor and remember our loved ones porque familia lo es todo.
Yeah, I absolutely love that movie, Coco. The Mama Coco reminds me of my own grandmother, and I cry every time I see it. Well, speaking of música, at Midland Legacy High School, the mariachi director is guiding his students to éxito one note at a time. Cameron, this is another story that you put together, and you share how his pasión por la cultura y la música está inspirando a la próxima generación.
I was 3 years old holding a trumpet and playing the guitar. And so it's been in my life, it's been in the family since before my grandma's time.
Zachariah Machuca, Midland Legacy High School's mariachi director, has music born in his blood.
I come from a long line of musicians. It's in my family. My grandmother has been a long-time mariachi. Still to this day, she's out every weekend, constantly playing.
Now in his 3rd year of teaching, Machuca says this group is extra special, a class he's seen grow since his very first day.
Ready, 1, 2.
And when it comes to keeping his students motivated,
you have to work for it. I really strive to push independency and self-sufficiency with my kids. They know they have to keep going, they have to be the drive for themselves, and that nobody's going to do it for them except for themselves.
For Machuca, mariachi is more than just music, it's an identity and a connection to the past.
You hear mariachi and right away you know it's Mexican, we're proud. It's a sense for us to connect to generations past, to connect to the times and what was going on during whatever songs were written. It's a way to proudly proclaim who we are and where we're from.
And he plans to keep driving his students towards success, rooted in both culture and character.
Personally and through the kids, it's trying to teach them these are the core values, this is what we really are about, and this is what it means to everybody and ourselves.
Tuning in from Midland, Cameron Leal.
Victor, I know when I was there, I could not get enough of the music. I could have stayed just a little bit longer if I wanted to. It was just great. The kids are great.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great teacher.
Yeah, I remember meeting Mr. Machuca when he first started with the mariachi there at Legacy, and I've seen his growth. I've seen the mariachi group's growth, and all I've got to say is, Mr. Machuca, whatever it is you're doing out there, keep doing it. You're doing a great job. Your students have got a fantastic leader, and you're leading them in the right direction.
Absolutely. And fun fact time, Victor. Okay, familia, here's one para los music lovers. There's an artist who is known as the Queen of Tejano music. She broke barriers and lleva la música tejana straight to the mainstream before her life was tragically cut short. So who do you think it is? A. Shakira, B. Selena Quintanilla, C. Jennifer Lopez, or D. Gloria Estefan? We'll give you some time to think and we'll come back to what the answer is.
And it is a West Texas tradition with siglos of rich history. Fort Stockton is coming alive con música, cultura y mucha celebración as part of Barrio Fest. From mariachi to K-pop y desde piñatas hasta street dancing, the event honors the deep Hispanic roots of the region. Here is a closer look at what makes this festival so very special.
When Fort Stockton celebrates Barrio Fest, they will be celebrating a culture that has been here for more than 300 years. Ever since the conquistadors first came here in 1683, there has been a Hispanic community living near Comanche Springs. That community grew to become the town of St. Gall, which changed its name to Fort Stockton when the Army sent black buffalo soldiers to build and man the fort. Barrio Fest is a celebration of that long Hispanic culture, from adobe making to piñatas to quinceañeras. But besides celebrating this history, Barrio Fest will also be about music and entertainment. There will be musical performances by mariachi, cumbia, and Tejano bands, as well as ranchero music. Barrio Fest director J.B. Gallegos elaborates.
We're going to have a great street dance here on Nelson Street, all the way from Callahan to First Street. We're going to have a norteño band, and the second one is a cumbia and norteño band. Aside from that, we're going to have a great performance at our community theater here. It's I'll Remember For You, and it's going to be a production crew coming down from Corpus Christi. I hope you can join us.
Barrio Fest runs September 12th through 14th and will culminate in a big street dance Saturday night. There will even be a performance by the K-pop dance group, Click. It'll all be happening in Fort Stockton this weekend, and it's all free. For more information, visit TexasBarrioFest.com. Reporting from Fort Stockton for News West 9, this is Kirby Warnock.
Okay, now, Cameron, I know you haven't been in our part of the world for very long, so you only get out when you're, covering stories, doing news events. If you haven't had a chance to go to Fort Stockton, I thoroughly encourage you to. It's a great day trip.
Absolutely, and a little bit of change of scenery never hurt anybody that lives in Midland, Odessa. I've never been for the Fort Stockton Festival, but it looks like I have some plans for next year, Victor.
Mark your calendar for Hispanic Heritage Month next year, and we'll send you to Fort Stockton for that.
Absolutely, I'll be looking forward. And we're back. It's now time for the reveal of the answer to the fun fact we had earlier. So did you guess quién knows as the Queen of Tejano music? If you said B, Selena Quintanilla, you got it. Selena was a groundbreaking artist who llevó la música tejana al mainstream, inspiring fans all over the world and leaving a legacy that still lives on today. Her music, her style y su pasión for cultura y familia continue to inspire nuevas generaciones. Now, if you've spent any tiempo in downtown San Angelo, chances are you've either ate at Fuentes Cafe or at least have heard someone rave about it. For more than 40 años, they've been serving up auténtica comida mexicana y tradiciones familiares. But for owner John Fuentes, it's always been about más que la comida, it's about community. Ethan Purcell takes you inside the restaurant that's become a local landmark y la historia y luego tretas de eat.
If you're traveling through downtown San Angelo, you'd be hard-pressed to miss Fuentes Cafe downtown, which has been serving up Mexican food in the heart of the city for just over 40 years.
But this isn't even the first Fuentes Cafe to open in San Angelo.
1948, my dad and my uncle started the original Fuentes on 9 East Avenue K.
This is John Fuentes, the owner of the downtown cafe, where photos of the family line the walls. And he says that's what it's always been about.
The family business has been something that we strive to project as far as what we do here in San Angelo. We have several family members that work for us. My daughter is our general manager here, so hopefully we'll continue the tradition of operating the Fuentes family of restaurants.
Adding to that legacy, Fuentes was recently honored by the San Angelo Hispanic Heritage Museum and Cultural Center with the Eva Comunez Tucker Service Award. But John says it's not the food which earned him the honor, rather what he's done out in the community.
We have not only served in several community boards, but our restaurant participates in a lot of the community events. The Spring Chicken Affair that raises money for the culinary arts students here in San Angelo and the Concho Valley. So we're very proud of what we do in our community.
A couple of Fuentes' longtime customers and friends say the award comes as no surprise to them.
No, not at all. It's been here a long time, as we have too.
He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good person.
Glad to know him.
Gober and Young also say they go way back with Fuentes, went to school with the successful restaurateur, and have fond memories of the original Avenue K location.
When we were younger, we ate there, and then when John opened this up, it's been here a long time.
And Fuentes says it's people like his friends Gober and Young that keep him in the restaurant business and giving San Angelo a taste of culture year-round.
My favorite part is welcoming people to our restaurant when we open the doors. We always try to make it's a family-friendly restaurant, so we try to be as proactive in welcoming our customers, not only our generational customers, but also the new generation coming up. You know, we've been around for a long time, and our customers are the ones that make us succeed.
In San Angelo, Ethan Purcell.
Another restaurant, Victor, that I'm just going to have to check out if I ever find myself going through San Angelo.
You know, I have friends, very good friends, that live in San Angelo, and I don't get by there as often as I probably should have, or should, I should say. But it's like you said, that's another restaurant that we're going to have to put on the checklist and make sure we check out. You know, when this is all said and done, I think between the two of us, we're probably going to, at least I'm going to gain about 20 pounds.
Right, at least another pound or two. It's going to happen. It's Mexican food. It's so good.
Okay, well now this is our last fun fact. Okay, familia, here's one para los que aman bebidas frescas. There is a sweet, creamy drink from Latin America made with rice, cinnamon, and milk, and it's especialmente popular on hot days, one of my favorites too. So can you guess which bebida it is? Is it A, piña colada, B, agua fresca, C, horchata, or D, chicha? We'll give you some time to think about it, and we'll come back to what the answer is in just a bit. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to when it comes to tradition. A few places capture it, like Marquez Bakery in San Angelo. For more than 40 years, it's been a staple in the community, serving up not just pasteles, but recuerdos too. Now under new ownership, the bakery is blending lo viejo con lo nuevo, keeping the original sabores alive while passing the recetas y las historias to the next generation. Desmond Salamanca and Ethan Purcell take you inside the bakery that is keeping culture and community at the heart of everything they do.
It's just before dawn, and the staff at Marquez Bakery is already hard at work.
Some days we show up at 5, some days we show up at 6. It just kind of depends on the day of the week and how early we need to get started.
After over 40 years of business in San Angelo, the previous owner passed the torch to the Minjares family, who has since strived to uphold the original values.
For us to be able to have that privilege and that honor to do that, we're trying to just do the best we can to honor their family every single day, because it's a privilege and a responsibility. The history and the tradition is the biggest part of what we're doing here.
And what better way to handle that duty than by bringing back a key member of the original staff?
Our head baker here, Luis, he actually started with the original founder. He trained under him, and so he worked with him for 12 years. And then he left, and then we brought him back because we thought with his help, we'll be able to keep the tradition as genuine as we can.
But with over 4 decades of the historic style of baking in the Concho Valley, it means the now owner has memories of her own, coming to this very same building as a young girl.
And I remember always buying the traditional pan de huevo, the empanadas. I remember it being a big staple at our home too as well, like especially when we had family gatherings. It's always been one of the important things on the table. And also like your grandparents, this is something they grew up on and something they did daily, which is they always had their cafecito in the morning with a piece of pan. One of the best parts about being in here in this business is hearing the people say, I remember when I used to come in here.
Smells amazing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I remember as a kid, this was open. And we weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth. Pop did his best, but still, when we got to come, smiles. We all need a smile every now and then. They help us provide. I do love my pan de huevo and anything and everything that they have here. Nostalgic.
We have a lot of customers that have been very loyal throughout the years, families that you hear the stories. So it's wonderful to hear all the history that this store has. Our whole goal here is to continue the tradition of the culture. So for me, I love to hear those kinds of stories because I just feel like this is something so important and something that we need to really instill in the next generation.
Good morning, guys. Welcome in.
We brought our next generation in, which is my sons, and we are trying to teach. So while they're also learning the food side, they're learning the culture side too, because they're hearing the stories. So it's a chance for us to teach them so much of our history that I take every opportunity that I can to talk about things and tell stories while we're creating around here. So it's really wonderful what we get to be a part of here and what we get to do. So it's very exciting.
In San Angelo, Desmond Salamanca
and Ethan Purcell.
Okay, I think we have now just run the gamut. We've talked about just, like Mexican food and the plates and the food trucks, and now pan mexicano, pan dulce. That one really made my mouth water.
And I have some coffee now, Victor, so a little concha would just go perfectly.
Oh, you know what?
Go perfectly right now.
A concha, an empanada, or even a marranito.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm just again making my mouth water. We're gonna have to go out and get some pan mexicano when we're done here.
Right.
And now back to our fun fact. Did you guess which sweet creamy bebida from Latin America is made with rice, cinnamon, and milk? If you said sí, horchata, you got it. This fan favorite drink is perfect on hot days y su sabor único has been refreshing families for generaciones. Whether you enjoy it frío or con un poquito de hielo, horchata is definitely un clásico que nunca pasa de moda.
Victor, that is my favorite drink and hopefully other people's as well. Well, the Abilene Convention Center has become a hub full of culture, community, and commerce. The 17th annual Business Mercado welcomed hundreds of visitors, all coming together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and support local businesses. From mariachi music to traditional comidas and a little bit of magic, it was a day full of fun and significant contacts. Here's a look at how the event brought businesses and the community together.
The Abilene Convention Center was full of life this weekend as the 17th annual Business Mercado brought in hundreds to celebrate Hispanic heritage and connect with local businesses.
The Hispanic community here in Abilene knows that we're present and we're ready to connect with them and be present in their community.
Hosted by the Hispanic Business Council, the event gives residents a chance to support small businesses and discover what local entrepreneurs have to offer.
So we invite our growing Hispanic family communities to come out and get to know a little bit more of the local businesses that are here.
The fair-themed celebration featured live mariachi music, traditional foods, and family-friendly fun, all while encouraging economic growth and cultural appreciation.
There's really fantastic food. They get to learn about the variety of services and products that are sold locally here. They also get to hear and enjoy live entertainment. We have lotteria going on. We have face painting. We have a magician performing later today. So they'll just get a day's worth of fun, family activities and connections.
Organizers say the Mercado isn't just about business. It's also about celebrating the vibrant diversity of the Abilene community.
After all, it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we really want to make sure we provide our businesses that great opportunity to engage the growing Hispanic family market We want to make sure that we show the growing diversity of our community and foster those connections for our businesses here.
And for vendors like Gonzalez, it's a celebration of culture, community, and a bright future.
And I can say it's very, very vibrant. The community out here is just amazing to be around. They're just so welcoming and kind, and I'm very excited to see what's to come in the next years.
In Abilene, Jeremy J. Ford.
And that wraps up our Hispanic Heritage Month special. We've taken you across the Permian Basin to show y'all how West Texas celebrates.
Now, we thank you for staying with us, but before we go, I do have to ask you, Cameron, what is the one thing that you love the most about your Hispanic heritage?
I think when we hear Hispanic Heritage, Victor, we automatically think of authenticity. And I know for my family, we're very authentic in our own way. And I'm sure for yours, authentic in your way, and so on and so on. So I think as a whole, we're all very authentic, but we're all very, different in our own families. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
I agree. I agree completely.
And what about you, Victor? What makes your family authentic?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try to say it without choking up, because for me and my family, it's always been about tradition. The traditions that are handed down to my nieces and nephews now, that were handed to me and my siblings by our parents, from their parents, which are our grandparents. And it's like we've been saying all along, that's how you grow your culture. That's how the next generations learn, by teaching.
Right.
And it's a sad thought when you have no one else to carry on your traditions. So it's just be traditional, be authentic, but be original at the same time. And that's everything that encompasses the Hispanic heritage to me.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Victor.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you for watching. Adios.